Coming to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Welcome to the Realty Ruckus out of the White Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. Sitting next to me, your producers, David Bonilla, Gibran Hernandez. We are here to make sure that your real estate business is growing right alongside with us. We are on every Tuesday and Thursday, 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m., and we love to hear from you. So make sure, as you're listening to our show, that you give us your angry faces, your likes, your hearts. We love them all. And drop your questions, comments, concerns down below, because we love to chat as we're live.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Today we have a really great show planned out, and we are going to talk about real estate, which is what the show is all about. But I want to tell you guys a little bit about something that I experienced this weekend.
Maybe just
a little bit of real estate. Just a little bit of real estate. But besides that, I want to just give
fun and entertainment with a dash of real estate.
I want to talk about Houston. All right, please.
H-Town?
Look, I was just, this weekend I got the opportunity to go downtown to the Miller Outdoor Theater, and I was sitting there, and we do this thing where when they have a free concert, and I don't know if you've noticed, but they're starting to have more and more these days.
Yeah.
We take like our entire picnic setup. Like, we get bottles of wine, we get
I gotta say, I was very impressed with Alan's setup. They have like a special picnic mat and everything.
We have a special picnic mat. It's like a
picnic mat, bro?
It's like a cover.
Bro, what? We took a blanket. We thought that was a
No,
picnic mat.
they go like old school blanket, like an actual sheet.
You gotta get the mat.
You got to get the real deal mat.
Yeah, it's like waterproof.
Yeah.
Our blanket got all wet, and then theirs was all waterproof. We're like slowly sliding over there. I felt like blanket refugees, man.
For real.
Well, maybe on another rant, we'll talk about BB's amateur camping stunts.
This guy does not know anything about picnicking. I can tell you that much. He tries to picnic right next to me.
I'm a new family man. I wasn't used to that.
You really have to have some skills to do a really good picnic, and one of them is having the right mat, and then you have to have a bag. You have to have a bag that's insulated.
The cooler bag,
and then you put all your stuff in there. You put your wines, you put your cheeses, you put your whatever, ham. I mean, we take a slew of things, fruits, you name it, and then we sit there and just enjoy the show, which happens to be free. And in the background, that's on top of that little hill, right in the park. In the background, you have the kids who are like literally rolling down the hill.
Yeah,
and I remember doing that as a kid,
dude. And they do it
so cool,
so many times that they are so tired by the time you're done watching the show that by the time you're ready to go home, it's like the perfect evening. You've eaten, you've listened to live music, you've had a glass of wine, you've eaten everything that you like, and your kids are dead tired.
Alan likes to eat though, because
I say eaten twice.
You had a glass of wine.
Well, because you always go twice, right? You always eat twice. I still remember growing up. All right, so if you guys don't know, we come from a Mexican American family, if you can't tell, and our grandma used to take us to the buffet on weekends, and she would literally eat twice. Like, she would eat, and then like she'd take a break, and she'd eat twice. And
Thankfully, Grandma has me blocked on Facebook, so she won't watch
she's gonna be so ticked off when she hears me talk about this.
She finds out about this. You are in
You guys are calling out Grandma live on the air.
Actually, she likes all of our shows and shares them on her page. So hopefully she doesn't see this one specifically, because I know I'm gonna get that phone call a little bit later. Anyway, we have such a good show planned out for you guys today. We're gonna be talking trash about Facebook on Facebook, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Maybe yes, maybe no, but probably yes.
Absolutely.
And there's a good possibility.
And then, of course, as always, we'll continue to have our conversation on the items that are affecting you in real estate. Again, don't forget that anything that you guys want to discuss online, we're always open and available. You just have to drop your questions, comments, and concerns below. And don't forget to share the show with anyone out there who you think could benefit from being a part of the Realty Ruckus.
Oh, God. Steven says he's going to submit us to Facebook and let them know we're talking smack. Oh, gosh. This could be the end of the ruckus after this.
Please do, Steven. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit about where Facebook is really going, and maybe some of the steps that it's taking towards its downfall. Could Facebook ever actually be dead? Is that even possible?
It's such a hard thing to imagine. This is the number 5 most valuable company in the world, and it's really hard to believe that it could just be on a downward collapse. But some analysts out there Some of them may seem to think so. So we'll get into that conversation.
Is it too big to fail is the question. Like every other big giant company out there.
Steven says, no, I'm telling your grandma.
Oh no, not grandma.
He wasn't telling Facebook.
Steven, don't do that to us,
Wait. You're
man.
going to tell my grandma on me, Steven? Appreciate it there, bud.
How do we block a viewer?
Yeah,
I
no
gotta
joke.
kick Steven off of this.
We're going to have to start blocking some people on this show. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook, some of the things that it's doing to maybe possibly fall. Maybe actually there may not be a Facebook if they continue going in this route.
Yeah,
and
that's very true.
That's scary for a lot of people, especially the people that are capitalizing off of Facebook, like real estate agents, the people who are out there really pushing the branding, pushing the growth, using Facebook to collect leads. Well, I see the leads that we collect, and the majority from them are through Facebook.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If Facebook goes down, they're bringing down a lot of small businesses with them, because small businesses, Facebook made it to where you didn't have to be a huge analytics company to be able to do marketing to the masses.
Yeah.
Facebook goes down, they're taking down a huge chunk with it. And let's just be honest here. Google advertising is like 100 times more expensive than Facebook advertising.
Google advertising is not only so much more expensive, it's so much more complicated. You almost have to have someone on staff that only understands Google advertising to do your Google advertising effectively.
Getting nicknames over here and
I know, Rock of Gibran. What does that mean, man?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it's
the Rock of Gibran.
I got BB Damas too.
Please don't tell us Facebook is going the way.
Zariah said we'll have
the
to
dodo
go back
bird.
to MySpace.
Look, if you don't have your MySpace set up already, I'm doomsday prepping for the end of Facebook by recreating my MySpace account.
All of us need to go create our MySpace account. In fact, we'll talk a little bit about that at the class that we're hosting this week, and we'll give you guys more insights on that here shortly. We have to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. You're on the Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back. Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555. Or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com.
Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is a place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we've been talking about Facebook. We've been talking about, is it the end of Facebook? And one analyst seems to think so. And this is a guy who actually foresaw the value that Facebook would get.
He came pretty close with the valuation of Facebook he foresaw. And he jumped in early.
Let's talk a little bit about what Facebook was and what it actually is now. Because I still remember when I was in college and I got the invitation from a friend of mine, and he said, "Hey, check out this application. It's so that we can all stay in touch." And it was literally like 500 people in a college of like 35,000 people. And that's all the people that were on there. And we all somewhat knew each other because we were all on this new app called Facebook. And that's how we communicated essentially. And the profile was super, super simple. And eventually, I remember my friends using it more of like a dating site. Like they would go in there and
I was just about to say that
they would go in there and find girls that they were interested in, and then like message them.
If you guys remember, you actually needed a college email to even sign up and be a part of Facebook. It was only offered to college students and only at certain colleges. When
I remember that, and then eventually Facebook grew so much that now my grandma is on Facebook. Yeah. And is going to call me after the show and be mad at me for what I said earlier.
And those in that age range are actually the fastest growing user base for Facebook,
which is not a good thing.
No, it's not, because a lot of what's happening is that the people that were really attracted to Facebook originally are now moving into other social media platforms. Yeah. But let's talk about some of the mistakes that they've made, some of the blunders that they've encountered here recently that are giving people the idea that there may be a downfall.
Well, let's talk first about what this analyst had to say, because this is what really he's foreshadowing, that all he does is analyze tech. And he's really big in the crypto space. This guy has made a ton of money in crypto. He's one of the ones who saw that crypto was going to get really valuable, and then he's been really good about moving his money around.
His name's Luke Kerner, by the way.
Yeah, to not lose his butt in that whole process. And so back in the day, everyone was saying that Facebook was worth about $50 billion. And he came out, he was one of the first ones, I'm sorry to say, that it was worth $50 billion, and that it was on its way to $100 billion. And he bought a ton of stock in Facebook because he was like, they're going places, they're moving up. And then just 6 months later, he came back and he said, I'm now predicting $200 billion.
Yeah, and these weren't like just off the wall predictions. He actually had some type of valuation model that he plugged in the numbers into, and he said, based off of my model, this is where I think Facebook's going to be valued, and he was pretty damn close.
So the problem is that for the first time ever, Facebook has reported declining user engagement. So that means that people are spending less time on the site. So they're still adding new users, which is great. Yeah. But people that are going onto the site are spending a lot less time on the site than they used to.
Now, why is that a big deal? Well, first, before we get into that, just a couple comments here. Carlos Hernandez says, Facebook is bulletproof like Trump. They'll get through this. I don't know if I'll take that if I'm a betting man. And then Facebook is a space used way too freely with no repercussions. That one's from Leo Aguirre.
Yeah, and you got to agree with that. I mean, anyone can pretty much say whatever they want on Facebook.
Yep.
And there are no repercussions unless you're out there literally saying, like, I'm going to commit some kind of crime.
Yeah.
Then there's nothing they can do to you. You can go in there, you can insult whoever you want. You can be insulted. It is what it is.
Well, like we're doing right now. We're giving our opinion on what we think on Facebook. And here's the thing that I do see happening, and I see this for myself personally. When I get like a new video game or a new gadget or a new toy, it's always really exciting, and you play a bunch with it when you first get it, right? Like you want to use it, you want to see it, you want to engage with it as much as possible, and then it kind of just becomes a little boring. It kind of is the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
And here recently, with the new changes that Facebook has made, I can't stand going through my wall. It's so annoying to go through it. I haven't checked it in days.
Well, here's the thing. So Facebook is saying, we wanted to lower user engagement. We wanted to have
Mark Zuckerberg
less
did
spam.
say that. He said it would happen with the coming algorithm changes they were making.
But I'm wondering if that wasn't already happening and they made the algorithm changes to account for something that was already occurring. So that now he can say, hey, we did it on purpose. We wanted this to happen, because what this guy says is that Facebook's revenue over the next year will continue to rise. He doesn't think it's going to be like overnight they're going to crash.
Yeah, he says slow death.
Yeah, he says it's going to be a very long and profitable death, but that what he has seen with every other tech company is as you lose engagement, you start to die. And it's really hard and impossible almost to turn that loss of engagement down. And I love it because he uses this clip from a Woody Allen movie to describe the way that social networks behave. He says, social networks are like sharks. They're either moving forward, swimming, or they're dying. Yeah. And what we have here is a dead shark. And so it's a really, really, really big deal, because this is the 5th largest company in the world, and it's where small business goes to market themselves.
Yeah.
It's what's allowed so many small companies to really blow up. You look at all these companies that come out on Shark Tank and things like that, they've put almost all of their marketing budgets into Facebook. So as soon as people start to move away from the platform and that the funding, that the advertising dollars spent here aren't valuable anymore, where do you go? What's the next platform?
You go
What's
to where
the next thing?
There's always going to be a new platform, something that's going to have more engagement, something that's going to be new, and all the dollars, the marketing dollars will flow there, and that will just eventually create that slow but profitable death. And here's the thing, I can see it. Look what happened to MySpace. Who has a MySpace account these days? You know, there was a time when everyone...
It's still out there somewhere, bro.
There was a time when everyone had a MySpace account.
Yeah,
I mean, you weren't cool if you didn't have your own MySpace account.
And a couple interesting comment from this article. It's they comment at the bottom of the article. It says, "You have heavily misunderstood the drop in user interaction on the site. In fact, it was actually planned." And so this person basically defends Facebook moves. And so the author comes in, Luke Kerner, he says, "You misunderstood what I wrote." He said, "I didn't say they didn't have a great excuse for why user engagement fell." He said, "Everyone's got a great excuse for why business is going the other way." He just said, "I don't listen to excuses. I watch what users do."
Yeah.
And he said, and what they did yesterday is a good indicator of what they do tomorrow. He said, yesterday they used Facebook less.
They spent less time on Facebook. That was his quote. Yeah, I love that. And you know, it's really interesting because there are reasons why people are using Facebook less. And I really do believe that the whole BS algorithm change was so that they would have a reason to say, this is why we did it on purpose.
Yeah, well,
that's
they needed
what we
someone
wanted.
like this other comment.
You're calling BS on the move.
Yeah, I'm calling BS on the algorithm move.
Okay.
I actually think about it. You get rid of spam and you put in more people that are gonna, like, you put in more of my personal people on there, I'm more likely to use it more. I'm seeing less spam. I'm more engaged. So the whole thing, this is going to decrease user engagement, that was all BS. They were trying to signal something that they already saw coming.
It just doesn't make sense that you would do something to decrease your user engagement. If anything,
Exactly.
you want to increase that more and more.
Especially when that's one of those key indicators for a digital platform is how engaged are your users. That's the number one complaint right now that they have about Snapchat. Is that Snapchat is adding new users, but the user engagement has gone down tremendously. It went from like people using Snapchat 2 hours a day. They're down to like 20 minutes a day.
Wow.
That's really, really, really low, and the engagement's going down. And Snapchat can come out and say, "Oh, we did that by design." But if it's a metric that means that you're dying regardless.
Another commenter on the article made an interesting point. He said, Facebook isn't like other social media platforms. It became the social media platform. Its strength is in its ubiquity. What do you guys think of that?
I think there's always going to be something new, and there's already other platforms that are being developed. There's people that are thinking how they can make it even better.
So Arturo makes a very interesting comment here on our feed. Thank you for watching, Arturo. He says, "I guess we're going to have to actually start talking to people face to face again."
Whoa, you don't say, Arturo. That's going crazy, man. That's going backwards.
Wait. That's going the opposite direction here. And here's the thing. We will eventually have to move on because people get bored regardless.
Yes.
We just need to know where the opportunity is in all of this and how can we make money doing it.
I think there's two things to look at. It's one, what did a company as big as Facebook do that caused people to be non-interactive with their software?
Yeah.
And then two, where do we go from here? How do we start to prepare ourselves for the possibility that in 2 or 3 years, this platform may not be around or it may not be an effective platform for marketing anymore? So I think those are the two really big questions that need to be answered. So I'd like to look at number one, which is what caused Facebook to start to really have a collapse? And so number one that I want to start with is I think Facebook got too spammy.
Yes, it became a toxic environment.
Everything on there became an advertisement for something or a politically charged left or right. And I really think it started with the election.
Yep.
I think that's where Facebook made its first misstep.
I was really annoyed through the election process. I couldn't stand
it was like people fighting each other, ripping each other's heads off left and right. It like David said, that's a super toxic environment, and they created that, and they let it continue to happen because when they saw it happening, they could have put the brakes on, but they saw those dollars coming in, and they said, Let it continue.
Well, and here I'll tell you this: just besides the post that users post on there, and hopefully my wife doesn't mind me using her as an example, but she used to be pretty addicted to like the trending section, and she would read these articles, and they have all these horrible news articles on there because of course that's what sells, that's what gets your attention. And so a lot of times these articles would have like a profound effect on her day because you reach such negativity to start off your day, and then the rest of your day goes that way. But the platform was designed to keep us hooked on there and to keep looking at
but
those
eventually
things.
she gets tired of it and she's like, all right, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Stop. No more trending section. We cut back on that because I think users are starting to become aware of just how toxic the environment is.
How about the fact that every video that you watch, and here's the thing, here's what kept me engaged. I used to love watching the funny videos.
Yeah.
Like if I just needed like a quick pick me up,
for the record, he is not lying because if you go back and check our Facebook Messenger, every day he used to send me like a funny video.
I would send, because if I found a really good one, I would send it to 4 or 5 people and we'd both get a laugh at it, and it was great. I can't do that anymore because 15 seconds in, there's a 15-second commercial, and then you have to wait the entire commercial before you can actually watch the rest of the video, and that just annoys the what
yeah,
out of me.
man. I can't stand it.
it.
When they added those ads to the videos, it pretty much stopped me from watching videos. And Brandon is saying, whoa, buddy, there's something else that you're using
But there's
Facebook
more.
for. But wait, there's more.
Games?
I recently found games on Facebook.
No.
So if you've gotten a game
you do not
request
want to
from
admit
me,
to this. We're going to take a quick commercial break before Alan spills his beans on the air. Thank you so much for listening. This is a Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back after the break.
stay tuned. Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555. Or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com.
Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is a place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, during the break,
A lot of support from our viewers for MySpace, right?
everyone seems to love MySpace.
So I think that's
Is
where we're going to
something
move.
going on
You
there
guys don't recall.
that we
We're
should
going to
know
start
about?
moving over. We're going to make a big pool for everyone to go into MySpace.
Yeah.
That's the next best thing.
You guys shut up.
MySpace is the way
I can't even
of
keep a
the
straight face on that one.
future. Because it's not Facebook space, it's
It's
MySpace.
MySpace, not Facebook. You don't tell me what to do, Facebook. So hey, all right, where is it going? How is it gonna affect us in the long term? In the short term, should we figure out a way to really get
I
into
think short
something
term,
else?
everyone's okay.
Yeah.
So no one freak out.
Yeah,
You're okay
Facebook
in the
is gonna be
short
around
term.
for years.
Yeah.
It will be, like they said, a very slow decline. And one thing that you can count on is a company who's worth $500 billion, they're going to figure out some way to pivot.
Yeah.
Now, Hewlett Packard was once the most valuable company in the world, and now they're down there like looking at bankruptcy like everybody else. Yep. So that's not to say that they can't crash. And those of you who say, "Oh, it's impossible," Sears Roebuck used to be the #1 most valuable company in the world too.
Linda says, "I'm
and
freaking out."
They fell off. Who said that?
Linda.
Oh, Linda, I'm freaking out.
Hey,
Don't do it, Linda.
Big
it's
companies
okay.
go down under all the time. I read something about Toys R Us and Babies R Us going
I
under
know,
here
man.
recently.
What the hell?
I mean, I'm a Toys R Us kid,
That's right.
man.
I don't
You
wanna
know?
grow
I
up.
don't want to
Exactly.
grow up either.
So,
I'm a Toys R Us
It kills me to
kid.
see.
And then you grow up and
big
Toys R
giant-
Us dies.
I know. It's
Real
terrible
life
to
is-
see
We
it.
killed it because we were not shopping there for our kids.
Look at all the
Right,
toys I
damn it.
just
Sorry,
bought
Toys
recently,
R
and
Us.
it's all on Amazon. There's no doubt that Toys R
Oh
Us
man,
will go
and you
in.
know what? But here's one thing I got to tell you, and this goes with Facebook, this goes with Toys R Us, this goes with Sears. You forgot about the customer.
Yep.
You forgot that people go there not only for cheap prices or because you have toys or because you sell whatever Sears sells now because they sell a little
What
bit of
does
everything.
Sears sell?
Or because you're Facebook and you've got news articles. No, people go there for the experience and for how it makes them feel.
Yeah.
And when you go on Facebook and you read articles like, hey, by the way, Facebook's giving away all of your personal data to research companies, and you're not being, this is data that they used to pay for.
Yep.
The only ones being paid for it now is Facebook. People are like, hey, that sucks.
Yeah.
Then you look at Sears and walk into one of their stores, no customer orientation. It's all about how can we make this as cheap as possible to keep our bottom line going.
Yep.
You walk into JCPenney, same thing.
Yep.
So you look at all these people that are failing, they forget about the customers.
And that's actually a really good point, because we talk about what the real impact to our industry really is.
Yeah.
And that's what it actually comes down to is we can worry about Facebook all we want. We can worry about it. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be a platform that we can advertise on. There's always going to be a way for us to buy leads or whatever it is we need to do as industry professionals. But the one thing that we can't forget to do is provide great customer service, because that's been
Absolutely.
the downfall of almost every company out there that's falling apart.
Oh yeah, I would say, I mean, go back. It's customer service and high quality customer service. Because you look at like the American auto industry, everyone's like, oh man, it's so sad the American auto industry fell apart. Now we had to bail them out as a country and bring them back up. And no, the American auto industry killed itself. Why? Because they were producing really crappy cars. They were giving bad customer service to the client. And people were going out and buying a Toyota, having almost no problems. And when there was a problem, Toyota jumped forward and fixed it. Toyota was the first company to have a 100,000-mile warranty on a car. They don't do that anymore, but that was their thing. Like,
And it
hey,
made people
we're
feel
super
really
high
comfortable.
quality, and it made people feel great about the experience of driving a Toyota.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we are out of time, so we have to talk a little bit about the events that we have coming up. David, what do we have this week?
Yeah, so I'll jump off of our events a little bit, and I'll talk about a little bit of other events. I'm excited about this one. There's a Taco Tuesday going on tonight.
I can't
Yes.
imagine that I
In
didn't
the
think of
Heights.
the name of this event prior to this. It just like
Brandon said,
baffles
don't
me.
forget that Macy's is dying. He just
Oh,
wants to
thank
throw
you.
that
We
in there.
appreciate you throwing
Yes.
that one in there. So yes, Macy's is dying, but there is a
But
Taco
if
Tuesday.
you're sad about Macy's dying, join us at
Then
a
join us at Taco Tuesday.
This one's with Armando Alanis from AMCAP. I just saw it. I was excited about it. I figured
Yeah.
I'd share with you guys. Hope to see
Big
you out
shout
there.
out
David
to you
excited
guys
about
out there.
tacos. Why does that not
anyone
surprise you?
anyone that's providing tacos to the industry gets a high five
That's
from me.
right.
So hopefully we can make it out there. All right, what else?
Yeah, and tomorrow, Jet Lending and Richard's Warehouse, they're having their big mixer down at the Redneck Country Club in Sugarland. And that's from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Redneck Country Club. That's always a good time. And then on Thursday here at the office, I think space is almost pretty much filled up, right?
Yep. I
Yeah,
think
we've
we're
got
all
a
filled
few
up.
more
We may have one or two
RSVPs.
more seats. So if
Yeah.
you guys are
10
interested,
RSVPs left. And it's going to be digital marketing for realtors. Guys, this is our event that's going to take you through the ins and outs of the strategies we're using here at White Picket with our social media profiles, getting ranked #1 on Google, optimizing your profile and actually running some ads off of it. That's going to be at 8:30. The doors open. It's going to run till 1 here at the office. Make sure you RSVP beforehand, because we will not allow door
Walk-ins.
registrations. No
Yep,
walk-ins.
can't do that.
Gotta be RSVP beforehand. We will check you in and make sure you have a ticket. So I'm going to drop the link below. Make sure you register. Space is limited. We only have a few RSVPs left for that. And then coming up in April,
April 11th. No, April 5th or April 11th?
so April 11th is our happy hour.
Yes.
April 4th, I did want to mention that Jeff Emerson and AMI Lenders, they're going to kind of infiltrate the Midtown Block Party.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
Nice.
me and Jabron went to last time. It was a lot of
That
fun.
block party in Midtown was freaking awesome,
Yeah.
man. I had such a good time.
Yeah, and so Jeff with AMI Lenders, he's actually going to be putting out barbecue, and Spicy Girl's going to be serving some food. So he wanted just to get a whole bunch of
One
real
of our
estate people
favorite
out there.
restaurants.
That's right.
And one of our favorite people in the industry. So we'll go out there and support them as well.
That's right. You know I'm going to be there. And then, why am I talking about all the food events? I'm hungry,
You
man.
sound like you're hungry.
Yeah. I'm like, you must have not had lunch.
Hey, I do want to give a big shout out to Andy from Right Path Real
Yes.
Estate who came
Yes.
out here today, help us set up our sound. So if you guys enjoyed today's show because it sounded amazing, make sure you guys give him a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to give us some hearts, and don't forget to share the show with anyone out there who is in the real estate industry. Do we have any more events coming
That's
up?
right, man. Another big one for us, April 11th, the Real Estate Rally. The last one was a huge success.
Major success.
We were like 12, 13
We're
people
16
away.
people away from actually hitting the limit.
Yeah.
And in this next one, I know for a fact we're going to hit
We're
the
gonna
limit.
hit it.
It was
So
a good
it's going to be
time.
awesome.
It was a good time. We had over 350 real estate professionals there. We can expect more this time. Free beer, free food, and some of the best real estate networking you're going to find in the greater Houston area. Make sure you're there and make sure to RSVP so you don't have to wait in line at the door. And we'll see you at the next one.
Absolutely. That's it for our show. Don't forget that we are on every Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. We are the Realty Ruckus. We're making sure that your real estate business is growing right alongside with us. Don't forget to keep up your ruckus, and we'll see you next time.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.